Hello everybody, welcome back to Road to Master. I hope you're all having an amazing day. We're starting off with the white pieces against an 1847 from India. And we got a Scandinavian. Playing against a Scandinavian is very interesting to say the least. And we have a Queen D5. I might have a chance here to show you a very cool line. So we'll do the normal stuff. We'll do the normal stuff of Knight C3. But we get this check line. So usually the line is A5. And we are waiting on that because I've got a very cool line involving b4. But you'll have to wait. But we have this e5 check. Now, I'm pretty sure against any sort of check, whether that's e5 or e6, you just play bishop e2. In the Scandi, it's not usually a good idea to be looking for a fianchetto just because they can get a lot of pressure very quickly. On this knight with like any pins and stuff. So bishop b2 stops any of that. And against bishop g4, I don't see why we can't go knight f3. Hitting the queen and getting out the pin. Looking to castle. Easy life. They trade. Very interesting. Doubles our pawns. Doubles our pawns indeed. But then again, we have the bishop there. So we're just going to keep playing developmentally, I guess. I wasn't expecting the trades, to be honest. I kind of forgot about the pin, but that's fine. We'll claim the center. We'll get our pieces out. We'll castle alongside, which it looks like we have to kind of now. But that's fine. You know, I'm a big fan of castling queenside. The usual move is to go bishop d2, but at that point, I think we're struggling to actually develop our queen. They've played c6, and I like c6 as a move for black. It gives your queen more angles with this little triangle, which is fine. So I think here, let's go bishop f4. I'm not too fussed about kicking about this queen. We've already kicked it quite a bit, and we're quite well developed. So I just sort of want to castle. This double pawn is a bit annoying, but we've like had worse, you know. If anything, it's opening up lines potentially for us, which could be okay. This knight's going to be a bit annoying. Looking to come into d5, at which point I think maybe just a queen d3. Queen d3, adding more pressure potentially onto the king side. And looking to long castle, I think, is the goal here. Push d5 eventually, hopefully, if the knight doesn't go there. So I think here we long castle. The knight's still covering a2. We can now get the bishop to d2, potentially, if we want. I think them long castling would be strange. But then again, they've not developed their dark squared bishop, so who knows. They've played b4. Keep going for the attack. Keeping going for the attack. I think a d5 here could work. Looking for bishop takes b5. They could counter with a b4 themselves, but we just take c6, threatening takes, which I think would work for us. So we'll push d5 here. Looking for queen takes if they push as well, which would be good for us. And looking to just break the center. They're undeveloped, so why not? We're fully developed. That's the way to do it, I think. That's the way to do it. So yeah, it's an interesting position. And it's a reason why I like the Scandi. You know, you can get a lot of pressure on your opponent very, very quickly. So we'll do what we said. We'll keep the engine going. Not engine. I'm not sure why I said engine. Keep the pace, I guess, the tempos. I meant engine as a car, not engine as a computer. But you know what I meant. So I think here, queen b5, knight takes is the way to go. Stopping any fancy knight takes stuff because the queen's hanging. We're threatening c7, potentially mate as well. Which would be very, very nasty. So I think we're all good here. Hopefully we're threatening knight takes, knight c7 mate. Would be very nice. Little smothered sort of mate, I guess. I think we're good here. I think we're good. Again, they're just underdeveloped. Super underdeveloped. They're not going to castle for at least 3 moves. And we have all the pieces we need for a good attack. So I'm happy. I'm very happy. And yeah, like we said, they've got to trade off queens. And now they're going to go like a rook c8 or something. I think is the only way they can do. We can take this a pawn if we want. They've gone for that, which is interesting. Knight e6, stopping further development of your bishop, but hitting my dark squared, I guess. I don't see why I still can't go knight there, bishop takes. Rook there, I guess. I really want something to work along those lines. We could actually hang our bishop here with the same mating threat. We could go like bishop c4, threaten to take with mate. Although taking's not mate because of f takes, which is a bit annoying. Maybe we just push the pawn. Maybe we just push the pawn. Is interesting. Is very, very interesting. Threatening rook d8. Rook takes queen. King takes rook d7. Rook d1. Sorry. I don't think quite works, unfortunately. Don't think quite works. There's got to be something here. There's got to be a tactic, right? There's got to be a tactic. Ooh, come on, Jacob. You can find something like this. Let's just drop back. Let's just drop back. You know, there's no need. The bishop's covering quite well. There's no need to be fancy with it. We're looking still at the same thing with a bishop b5, discovered check. Potentially mate. I'm not quite sure. But it's nice. We've got the queen traded off. We're up a pawn. Everything's looking good. I think we can just take this pawn here. Yeah, I don't see why not. I don't see why not. The knight can't go anywhere. The rook, sorry, because of this bishop. So it's got to go back. Here we can potentially play a bishop b5 with the idea of c7 check. Threatening mate if they take the knight. I don't know how they would stop that. To be honest. Don't know how they would stop that. Knight c7, bishop takes, rook takes, bishop b6, rook back check, knight blocks, bishop takes, king there, bishop back, king there. It looks good. It looks good. I think we'll go with it. It looks fun. It looks fun. Why not? Why the heck not? We've got all the control we need. They've gone for it. So we're going to go push. Check. They should have, I think, blocked. This is much, much worse. In fact, it's just mate. As simple as just mate. I think we made a few mistakes in the opening, but we more than adequately compensated with our activity, you know. And this is why I like the knight f6 line in the Scandi. Because you don't get all these tempos against you. If you're not careful, you can get absolutely mugged off. Like we just showed here. Because you're just underdeveloped. So when you're playing the Scandi as black, especially the main line, or these like checks, whatever the queen takes d5, you've got to remember to play active. If you're not playing active, you're going to get bulldozed. But we'll go through it here. Normal line. So the line I really wanted to show was queen b5, queen a5, b4. This is called the Leonhardt Gambit. It's dubious, slightly dubious, but fun. Very, very fun. And hopefully I will get to show you that at some point. Bishop e2 is the way to go. And then we made this mistake. I know this is a mistake because bishop takes looks good, like you're making problems. Although the computer says it's still even. You know, it's a mistake. Bishop takes, pawn takes. It's the only way to do it. And then c6. Well, I like c6 usually. Apparently the computer says it's a mistake and you just need to develop. Which was white's problem, black's problem, sorry, in the first place, you know. The Scandinavian's good because you've got this bishop with the pressure, but I guess once you've traded that off, you just need to focus on getting your pieces active. I don't know. d4, yeah, claim the center, develop more pieces, hit the queen. The queen goes to a5, and apparently bishop d2 here is still fine. This is still okay, though. Then queen d4, yeah, looking to long castle. And then b5 is the mistake, and it's such a tempting move, and we actually saw something like this in my rapid game I showed you in the lessons I learned video. They played this it was actually Caro-Kann, but got into a very similar position. They played this b5 move as black, and it's very tempting. I think it was the right idea there, but this case it just tactically doesn't work because you're so underdeveloped. Because we've got d5, which is I'm really happy that we found. They do the wrong thing. The best move is to just play a6 apparently, wild, just giving up a pawn, I guess. And once you play b4, this is plus 2.5, so this is quote unquote winning. You know, there's still a lot to it, but yeah, the pressure you get after the d takes c is immeasurable because of, I don't even know what the line would be after. Would it be pawn takes queen b5? Whoa, apparently is best. No, c takes d is the best. I don't know why it says that. Maybe it's not analysed it properly yet. King d8. What's the move? Queen b5 then. Queen b5, queen takes, bishop takes. And this is just a permanent feature, I guess. Bishop a4, b3. Looks very nice. Okie dokie. Yeah, queen b5 forces, quote unquote, forces the queens off the board. Knight takes. Yeah, apparently bishop takes is better. Just getting the pawn push threat straight away, which I see. Knight takes a7, and then the brilliant move bishop b5. I was super happy we found this, and I wasn't 100% sure it worked. I was like, I'd say 90% sure this worked. But you see something like this, you've got to go for it, right? You can't not. Like, if you're seeing stuff like this and you're not going for it, then what's the point? You know, what's the point? They take. Apparently, the best move is knight c3, just to block d7, I guess. I thought knight c7 was a good move here. Excellent, apparently. I mean, it's still completely losing. This is 9.1 plus 9.1, so you're equivalent of a queen, basically. Yeah, I thought this was a decent sort of attempt, but they do it the wrong way, unfortunately, or fortunately for us, I guess. I'm not quite sure. Anyway, very interesting. I want to quickly have a look at what the right move was rather than knight f3. Apparently is d4. I guess there is no real threat. You're scared of ghosts. The queen has to go somewhere after d4. You can play a bishop e3, further blocking the bishop, making them make a decision. You get more pieces out with tempo. I guess that makes sense. And then you continue bishop d2. Oh, b4 here apparently is best. What? Going for the little gambit. If queen takes, what happens? Castles, apparently. Castles, and you've developed everything. Castles, and apparently is a mistake. I don't know why it's lying to me. What's the best move, please? Queen d3. Let's say they do something development-wise. Castles. Again, let's say they continue developing. Rook b1 is the threat, I guess. And in the Leonhardt Gambit, Rook b5 is a great move. d5, very similar Portsmouth style, I guess. And then Queen c4, threatening tons and tons of stuff. Wow, very nice stuff. Very nice. I like that. Anyway, yeah, that was a good game. I enjoyed that. Well, our rating's getting up there now. We were struggling to get back over 1800, but now we're very solidly 1831. Very nice. Super happy with that. Anyway, I hope you all enjoyed. I hope you all enjoyed. Thank you all for watching. Please like if you liked. Please subscribe if you really liked, and I'll catch you guys all tomorrow. Bye-bye.